In today's video, keys. You guessed it, they won't turn in the ignition. As many of you may know, there is a bit of a common fault on the Range Rover L322, the early version that's got the keys. Obviously the TDV8, it's keyless. These won't turn in the ignition. We've got the TD6 running, the battery's all charged up, so there's power, all the lights are coming on and everything. This won't turn. Now, a lot of people think, oh, it's the ignition lock. It's not the ignition lock, it's the steering column. There's a module on the steering column, which we're going to have a look at in a minute. Now this car's been sat for over a year, so I've never had a problem with it before, ever. So I think what's happened is it's stuck. There's a few different fixes that people have done to this. One is that they keep removing fuse number 18 in the glove box, but that's just a temporary thing, isn't it? Other people have, on the steering module, tapped into a wire and taken a 12 volt feed from the courtesy light underneath the dashboard. So every time you open the door, it energises the immobiliser system and lets you turn your key. Now it's all very well doing these fixes, but I'd be a little bit concerned doing a bit of a bodge on the steering column, because your steering lock's there. You don't want your steering lock coming on. It probably won't. I'm probably, you know, barking up the wrong tree with that one. Get to the main fault, which it's got to be the mechanism sticking. So we're going to take the cover off, get to the steering column and see what we can do with it. See you in the car. I'll take this cover off and that cover off. There's 3 Torx screws in the bottom. I've already taken them out, and then that should just come out like so. Top one should just come off as well. It has got a bit of trim that it's attached to, which you just got to pop that off like that. This is the box here. You can disconnect it just here, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is take this top cover out, this little plate here, I'm going to take that out, and we'll see if we can squirt some WD40 in it. No, it's not fixed it. Because I've pulled the plug off. If I take that out now, it won't start again. Oh! Oh! It's working. It's doing it every time I put the key in, you can hear it now. I think the WD40 must have worked in.
Oh, speaking of which, can I get some for the washing line? It's getting it out.
Alright.
I was just going to do the polytunnel. Are you still doing a bit of
Yeah, I've got to put it all back together yet.
Alright, I was just going to do the other end.
So there was me thinking that I was going to have to do a bit of a bodge. I managed to get it started up. Pulled the plug off the steering column. That box there is sort of like the steering lock and the immobiliser system. There is a little computer and there's something else down in the side here. You've got an ECM for the immobiliser system. You've got something down here which recognises the key, and there's like a ring around the ignition thing, obviously. So when you put the key in the ignition, you can hear the steering lock. I don't know if you're picking that up. Take it out, it locks the steering. That wasn't working, obviously, as I showed you. So I managed to get it started up and I was working it round, and I sprayed a bit more WD-40 in there, and it seems to have freed it off. So steering's locked, put the key in. And that is all I needed to do. A lot of people drill a hole in the steering column. I've obviously not needed to. I've just managed to take this little plate out. I'm going to have to just straighten it up and push it back in there now. Now, I know in the States, a lot of people have taken it into places, worldwide I suppose, and they've said, oh, it wants a new steering column. Quite often, if it's been getting really humid, or, you know, this car's been shut up for over a year, so it's been getting hot, because we do get hot summers here in France, and it's every time now I put the key in. So that's all it took. Bit of lubrication. For whatever reason, it's getting stuck in there. There's no way of greasing it up or anything. It's not, you know, it's a sealed for life part, as is on so many cars nowadays. So yeah, that's how I've just fixed it. I've not had to drill any holes. I've not had to do any bodges with a fuse box. Some people leave the cover off and disconnect the plug on the steering box here every time they want to start it. Now, it's all very well, but come on, it didn't take a lot to fix this. I mean, obviously on some cars the problem might be a little bit more involved, or, you know, so, you know, this fix might not fix all steering box, you know, steering column issues, but that's working. Let's see if it works on both keys. Yeah, having said that, they're both joined up, so it might be picking up the other one. So I'm quite happy with that. That's a nice little fix. If you're having this trouble, give this a go. Drop the cowling off, pop this little plate out at the top, squirt a bit of WD-40 or any other lubricating spray that you have to hand, and see if you can work a bit of lubrication in there. And now it's getting used. Hopefully we're going to sell the car, but now the car's getting a bit more use, because until we sell it we'll be using it towing the trailer, I should think, and stuff like that, just to keep the battery up and charged and everything. But yeah, give it a whirl before you spend however many thousands on a new steering column when you don't really need it. Obviously there are other issues with the steering column, but chuffed to bits. A nice 20-minute fix. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.